rock hikes.
Croc here. Let me tell you about one of my most proud moments in recent memory. So I'm now the proud owner of a Palante Simple Pack version 2. If you've been around the hiking community for very long, you know Andy and John Z. They're the founders and the creators of the Palante Simple Pack. There were several versions of it as they were prototyping, and then they came out with the Simple Pack several years ago, which a few ambitious, very minimalist hikers use even on pretty long through hikes of the Appalachian Trail or the Pacific Crest Trail and so forth. You can check out any videos you want by subscribing to John Z or going to the Palante Pack website, or just YouTube search for Palante Packs, and you should see some pretty interesting videos. But so anyway, they were out of production for a while because these fellows love to travel and hike, and they contribute to the community in lots of different ways besides manufacturing their packs. They were out of order for a long time, and I didn't realize that they were redoing the pack, learning from what they did in their first production run. They're handmade, I think, right there in their home in Colorado, and don't want to speak for them, but I don't even know all the specs of the pack. I don't get into technical specs as much, except for I know that I kind of want waterproof where I can. I'm pretty ultralight. The whole idea behind the Simple Pack is that while you can order it with just real small hip belts for stability, the idea is to hike freely. So the Simple Pack, the best way it's used, I think, and the way I use it, is to just use shoulder straps and a sternum strap. It's very simple in makeup. It's got a back mesh pocket. It's got a bottom mesh pocket, which is one of their signatures, where folks reach down when they're trying to do good miles and they get snacks out of the bottom of their pack and put the trash back in there while they're walking. It does have two signature sort of strap pockets for things like snacks and a phone and so forth. The only thing I attach to the shoulder straps when I wear the Simple Pack is just a bandana. And there's also a place for an ice axe loop and a toggle cord to lock that in the back, or you can use it for trek pole storage if you want. Anyway, that's the short and sweet of the Simple Pack. I believe it's 40 liters all told. You saw in the other picture that fully loaded for a 3-night, 4-day backpacking trip, I weigh in at only 20.02 pounds. It carries comfortably at 20 for me, the way I pack it, which is what I'm going to kind of demonstrate in this video. And I'll also let you know that I get to carry one luxury item with me to make the hike even more fun. So this is the way I hike my own hike with one of my backpacks, the Palante Simple Pack version 2. Okay, so there's everything that goes in the Palante pack for a 3-night, 4-day trip in 3-season weather, I might add. This is not something I would use for comfortability in a really severe winter situation. Anything 35 degrees and up, for me, this works fine. So here's the way I load the pack. At the very bottom of the pack, I have a 40-degree Feathered Friends sleeping bag in a compression sack, 8-liter Sea to Summit compression sack. I like to put everything in compression sacks, kind of modular. The reason I do that is because this becomes much more sturdy when you're putting stuff on top of it in a frameless pack like the Simple Pack. On top of that, the next level up is in the orange Sea to Summit bag. I have all my sleeping clothes and so forth. 4-liter Sea to Summit bag. Simply put, it's just a layer for the evening, 2 extra pairs of socks, one to sleep in and one in case something happens on the trail, and a long sleeve Capilene shirt. Over here, I have my cook system, which is very, very simple. It's just a 750 milliliter Sea to Summit pot, titanium pot. I do have a collapsible coffee cup in there, along with a small canister of fuel, a small Bic lighter, a bandana, and a small collapsible spork. So it's meant to be as low volume as I can get it. I've got some other options, but that's the option I use for this setup. So these two items here go right on top of this in the bottom of the pack. So I'm starting to build stability and pack discipline so that it carries the same way every time and I'm comfortable with it. The next layer is my Z-Packs Cuban fiber food bag. Inside the food bag is 3.4 pounds of food, which, along with what I would carry at the bottom of my Palante pack starting out on the hike, is enough food for 10 to 14 mile days for 3.5 days, 3 nights, and along with what I would carry underneath the Palante pack in the mesh pocket, the bottom mesh pocket. I also have my Z-Packs bear bag, so that I can hang my bag by the PCT method on trees out there while I'm camping. I left all the stuff out of the ditty bag. This goes right next to my Z-Packs bag. Since I'm using the simple pack without a lot of loops and places to hang carabiners from and so forth, I'll be carrying a few more items in my pocket than I normally would on a long trip. And also I left this out of the ditty bag just so you could see what's in there. So I carry a lot of my chemistry, the anti-chafe and Purell and stuff in this ditty bag. You can see an extra carabiner in there, some Body Glide, different things, some extra batteries, earplugs, so forth. Also, I have my, I believe in redundancy a little bit, so I have my Black Diamond Spot lantern, but I also carry the Petzl because it literally weighs less than an ounce. Then I have my med kit for my pills and stuff, and then lastly I've got a fire starter kit with some oven lint, some dryer lint, and some extra fire starter. All that goes in the red ditty bag, which is a 2 liter, and it goes right next to the Z-Packs food bag on that third layer. The fourth layer is my Z-Packs duplex tent. You can see it's a little wider than the 40 degree Feathered Friend sleeping bag. So this is a Z-Packs duplex tent. It goes near the top of the Palante pack. And let me switch over here to show you the pack. I think you can see that the pack is slightly wider as you get to the top than it is in the bottom. So that allows you to put a few more items in the top and still make the rolls necessary to close the pack properly with the plastic clips. On top of the duplex tent is the last item before I close the sleeping bag up, which is a combination of my electronic equipment. I've got a GoPro in there, as well as some charging cables and so forth. And then here's my luxury item. I love these things. When I want to enjoy being outside, I like to sit comfortably. So I've got a Helinox chair. It's called the Chair Zero. It's just a little more than a pound, but it takes up a little bit of space. If I wanted to hike 5 or 6 days in the Palante pack, I'm sure I could do so. I would leave out a few redundant items and make more room in my pack for more food, because I could do another day and a half of food just by leaving this chair out if I wanted to do a more ambitious trip and make more miles. Everything you see in this corner here is a collection of items that go in the mesh pocket on the back of the Palante pack. It includes things like my toiletry kit, my water purification, my Sawyer squeeze and so forth, a dirty water bag, ever new, my tent stakes, some gloves, a little beanie. I also have my Nemo Tensor Mummy 48-inch sleeping pad, my blow-up pad, which is what I use in 3-season hiking. I've got my Sea to Summit Aero Pillow, and I've got the Catadine B Free as a redundant filter. So I've got some redundancy in my water. I got some redundancy in my headlamps. I don't think that's the worst thing, folks, because if you can always have water and if you can always have light, you can get yourself out of a situation that you probably shouldn't have been in the first place, and I hope it never comes to that. Lastly, I carry the Gorilla tripod in one of the two side pockets where my one water bottle goes. I strap my Z seat and my buff and this hydroactive towel that when you wet it and you kind of snap it out, it gives you some cool and wet relief in the dead of summer for the back of your neck and your shoulders and your face and so forth. A little bit of a luxury item there, but it doesn't weigh anything. So all those items go either in the back of the backpack or get strapped in with that compression strap that goes over the top. And lastly, since I am carrying a more simple pack for these type trips, I don't have room for a lot of stuff hanging from the pack. So I've got my outdoor research summertime hiking gloves. I've got an Oakley pair of sunglasses that I have. I got a few things I put in my pocket. I carry a knife. I carry this little pocket knife in my pocket instead of having it dangling from my pad, and bird's peas and so forth. A little thing that I clip to my backpack normally for displaying my permits and whatnot. And then I carry some extra paracord around one wrist and my Casio ProTrack watch on my other wrist. So it doesn't weight me down too bad. And by the way, this is my North Face Hyper Air Gore-Tex rain jacket, which has pit zips, and it's about, I think, 5.5 ounces or something. That also goes in the back of the pack. So I'm going to go ahead and pack the pack for you, and that should be close to the end of the video of the Palante Pack Simple Pack for a typical 2 to 3 nighter. Okay, here we go. There's the Simple Pack. There's the mesh pocket that I'll load last. There's the open empty pack itself. There's the front of the pack with the shoulder straps and so forth. There's the mesh pocket, which I'm not going to have anything in the bottom mesh pocket because that's where the first 3/4 of the day's food is going to go. And here we go. Hope you enjoyed the video. I invite you to go to Palante Packs and John Zahorian and all the associated YouTube channels. Check out all the hikers out there enjoying what the earth has to offer, and hike your own hike, leave no trace, and go out and enjoy yourself. Check out my channel, Croc Hikes, on YouTube. And see you next time.